Well, hey, B, it's Jamie. That's me here. Welcome back to the channel. Listen, I just wanted to come and chit chat with you guys. Not about a whole lot, but I do want to talk about the Real Housewives of Potomac trailer and my favorite looks, okay, from the reunion. I also want to get into Matt and Anessa. Is that how you say her name? Anansa. Okay, him and his girlfriend or fiance, baby mama, she has recently exposed him, and we have definitely have to talk about that. And we also got to get into Simon Guobadia, the soon-to-be ex-husband to Miss Porsha Williams, because he is continuing to keep his foot on her back. All right. So we definitely have to get into those things. Make sure you're coming into the video. You are indeed liking up the video. And if you have yet to subscribe to the channel, please go ahead and subscribe as we are on our journey and on our way to 90,000 subscribers. All right. Let us go ahead and get right on into it. And I want to get into Real Housewives of Potomac. Okay. These are like my top looks of the entire reunion. All right. First of all, I've already said I feel like this season has been very lackluster. It has been lacking, like not that entertaining at all. I was surprised they ate down with the looks the way that they did. I was really surprised at Miss Gizelle and how she decided to step out. I think she looked absolutely beautiful, but that's just my opinion and my personal. I thought that Stacey looked like an absolute Barbie doll. Okay, I thought that she looked gorgeous. Love the dress, love the pose. It's giving model. It's giving a piece of Miss Kenya Moore. All right, and also we have Dr. Wendy Osefo. Okay, my top looks, I think Wendy, I think they literally go in order in the opposite direction. Okay. I think the opposite way. I would say it would be Wendy, then Gizelle, then Stacey. If not, I mean, I could exchange, I could exchange Stacey and Gizelle. Really, it doesn't matter to me. But first, I will definitely give it to Dr. Wendy. Like the hair and makeup looked great. Love the dress, the beading, or whatever that is on the dress. I thought Dr. Wendy ate down with that. I like Stacey's. You guys already know why. And Gizelle just really surprised me overall. Okay. So y'all let me know. Okay. If you haven't already, let me know down in the comments what you guys think about those reunion looks. But in the meantime, in between time, they did drop the trailer to the reunion for the upcoming season. And I have to say, not only are the reunion looks hitting, because they are, I have to also say that the reunion appears to be pretty interesting. Now, I will say this. Now, the trailer, they always get us with the trailer and make us think that it's going to be better than what it really is. And I hate that, but we still going to watch. And I'm likely going to be reviewing, okay? Because I did like the trailer, because here are some things that we learned. One, Karen. Karen is not physically at the reunion, but she will be zooming into the reunion. And when I tell you she is definitely not dressed for the occasion, she is going to be coming in, it appears, seeking a bit of sympathy. All right. I think she's going to want the ladies to take it easy on her, because in all honesty, although this may be entertainment for us, this is Karen's real life. This is a real case with real consequences that Miss Karen Huger is going to have to deal with. So she has a lot on her shoulders, in addition to being exposed, right? She always likes to act like she's in control of things and stuff. And here we are seeing a completely different Miss Karen. She has the little thing on her head, and Miss Karen Huger is going through it, okay? And it looks like she's definitely going to bring all of the ladies to tears with her. But, without her being at the reunion does not mean that she's not going to be exposed, okay? I believe that they're going to be telling more things about Miss Karen, okay? What else did they get into? Oh, Wendy is referring to someone not actually being her friend, and I think she's talking about Karen. I do. I think Wendy has definitely done her best this season to show up for Karen. And listen, Wendy, I kind of feel like I'm not going to say that's what you get, because I think that you are a genuine person, and that's just how you're set up, your character, your heart and stuff. But I will say that it's very, very unfortunate when you try to befriend people and do right by them when they act like, one, they don't know you, and then they go around saying that you're not of Potomac. Okay. So when Stacey came to us to let us know in the previous episode about, what the things Karen had to say about Wendy, I believe her. I do. And I think that that is who Dr. Wendy is talking about when she says that's not my friend. I think she's talking about Karen. All right. So that's interesting. I wonder how Wendy saw, like, once she learned the information from Stacy, I wonder what did she reflect on when it came to the relationship? Because the first thing that's coming to my mind, aside from her saying Wendy is not of Potomac, is when Wendy was doing her candle line, and then next thing you know, Karen started doing her candle line or something like that, and says that hers was a 1 wick while Wendy's was like 3 or something like that. I'm not gonna say they were competing at all. You know, sometimes people have the same ideas at the same time. Not really sure, but now I question. Did you do that to spite Miss Wendy? Okay. Did you? And you here is, Dr. Wendy thinking about Miss Karen to bring Miss Karen along with her to the White House. Child. Meanwhile, Karen brought you along so she could pretty much sock it to you just a little bit. But anywho, let's keep going. Gizelle from the trailer appears to be in like her hot girl phase. And I really don't want to say hot girl phase, but she's exposing more of the breast. She's exposing the hip. Gizelle really stepped out and tried some things that she doesn't typically try. And maybe it's because all of those girls have graduated. Okay, they're all in college at this point or headed to college, and maybe Miss Gizelle is like, I don't have any kids at home to where I have to be a bit more demure. So now I'm going to enter a bit of my hot mama phase, just a little piece. And all I could think about was, hey, Gizelle, you look beautiful, but I guess it's cool when you do it, and it's a problem when Wendy does it, because when Wendy went and got those breasts done, and Wendy was showing herself to be a certain way, you had a whole lot of things to say. All right. But of course, Wendy's not going to be a hater. I'm sure she's going to let you do your thing. Now, people are alleging that Gizelle got with Wendy's stylist to get her together. So I don't know how true that is. But if she did get with Wendy's stylist for the reunion, I guess that would make sense as to why Gizelle pushed it to the limit just a bit more. Okay, you guys leave your thoughts on that. Of course, Miss Mia, she's going to be catching the heat from all of the ladies. Okay, ooh, Miss Girl, you're going to have to... You better have an answer. I don't know. Some part of me feels like I might feel bad for Mia at the reunion just a bit. The way that Andy was talking to her when they took a break, because he showed a quick clip of that. I'm like, am I going to feel bad for her? Maybe just a little piece. But let me tell you what I am likely going to be enjoying. The fact that Jacqueline won't be able to sit on the stage with her, prayerfully for a good amount of it, so that we don't have to hear Jacqueline trying to speak for Mia and defend her in any capacity. This is Mia's story. This is a situation that Mia came to us with. Let Mia explain it away. Okay? We don't need you. Thanks. All right. Anywho, what else we have? Ashley. Ashley is about to expose Karen just a little bit. Now, Ashley is about to expose the fact that somebody else was in that car with Karen. Okay? And that person fled the scene. Now, I did go back and check out some of the latest footage that they have, a different angle from the body cam situation, from the accident and everything. And I don't think I heard it the first time, but Karen mentioned something about a David or something, or maybe that was Ray that said she met with David or something, or David was supposed to pick her up or something about a guy named David. So I'm like, who is David? Is that supposed to be a driver of some sort? Is that supposed to be a boo that you may know about, Mr. Ray? Who is David? Or were you just coming up with a story as you were the entire time for the police, because Miss Karen was heavily leaning on Ray to answer the questions of the officer? Okay, now Karen may have been loose as a goose. Don't get me started. She was loose as a goose, honey, drunk down, okay? Drunk down to the ground. However, she was fully aware of not answering any questions that the officer asked. She asked the man, why are you questioning me? I'm hollering. Karen, girl, what? You could talk to my husband, all right? They're like, man, we're trying to talk to you. Can I get your identification? She says, no, you cannot. They said, why? She says, because I don't know where it is. Girl, Karen was a fool. And it's going to follow you wherever you go. Okay? I hate that for Miss Karen. And then Ashley, who has been waiting for the very moment to expose Karen even more, is definitely going to take the time to do so at the reunion about the fact that she had another man in that car with her. How messy is that? And then you know who else is going to be getting exposed a bit more? It seems like Miss Stacy. Seems like Eddie's going to be on a call with TJ, and TJ may be exposing Stacy. And I'm like, what could you possibly be exposing Stacy about? Are you trying to say that the relationship, the whole situation between you guys was a scheme? Was it a scheme that you guys came up with to come to us with the BS? Were you paid? Were you a paid actor? Not an extra this time. Were you a paid actor in this season? That is messy. That girl is some messy stuff right there. But I will be tuning in. We'll see. I'm hoping the reunion is only 2 parts and not 3, because I promise you, there was nothing going on this season for the reunion to be stretched out like that. Let's wrap it up and let's move on. Okay. Good luck. All right. Let us go ahead and get to the next thing, okay, that I would like to talk to you guys about. And I think that's going to be Simon Guobadia, okay? Simon came to social media the other day, and when he did come to social media, Simon. When he came to social media the other day, he ended up like pretty much airing out Porsha. You know, once the trailer dropped, he had some things to say. He called her mom a scammer, a fraud, whatever it was. Okay. He said that he is going to be suing Porsha, Bravo, the mama, all kind of stuff when it comes to defamation or whatever. So he's still on their heads. And in this more recent post, I did chuckle, okay, because we are going to be getting something from Simon every day until it's all said and done, okay? Simon is going to be dropping bombs the entire season. I believe the season's dropping early March or something like that. But anywho, Simon took to social media to say, why is my 2021 Rolls Royce Ghost in the Real Housewives of Atlanta season 16 official trailer? I distinctly recall my attorney sending a cease and desist to prevent filming my car without consent at Bravo TV. We need to have a conversation. Now on slide number 2, seemingly supports my memory. Comcast/NBC Universal. What are we doing? Okay. And he puts a screenshot up of the legal cease and desist that was sent out in June of 2024. Okay. Yeah, and they're saying that he purchased this vehicle solely in his name October 22nd, 2021, and he enclosed a copy of the purchase order showing his proof of purchase and ownership, as well as a copy of the vehicle insurance card as further proof of ownership. And Mr. Guobadia remains the sole legal owner of the vehicle, okay, which is a gag within itself, just a little bit, but it'll be even more of a gag if he has to still give that car up to Porsha at a later time. But the reason why I'm kind of laughing is because I do recall a time when it was Shamia's birthday. Okay, as you saw in the reunion trailer where her husband gifted her a Rolls Royce. Okay, it was a lot of conversation about Porsha's Rolls Royce. So Porsha decided to pull up with that Rolls Royce, which happens to belong to Simon. And she kind of walked around with Miss Kenya and all this other stuff. And we were like, oh my God, we might be here for a Porsha Kenya link up or whatever, right? But it was a lot of conversation around the Rolls Royce. And people were like, oh, that's Porsha's car and yada, yada, yada. And that's not his car and that's Porsha's and whoop de whoop de whoop and yada, yada, yada. Whole time the man done sent in proof of purchase that it was purchased in his name, solely in his name, and it looks like he purchased it before he was even married to her. So and this is the crazy thing, right? Remember when he gifted Porsha this Rolls Royce and Porsha was taking pictures all over the place and look at me and yes and oh and and I'm not saying I wouldn't have did it either, Porsha girl. I would have been over there taking pictures too. Because who gonna tell you that you can't drive that car that he supposedly gifted to you, even though your name isn't even on it? Okay? Even though your name is nowhere on it, I would have been over there like, look at me. I would have got my pictures too. Okay? But it's just really funny that it's funny how they move, right? The guys that be having money, okay? They'll put you in a house and your name ain't nowhere near the house, on the mortgage, the deed, the nothing. Okay? Then sat up here, bought a car for her. A supposedly for social media, bought a car, allowed her to take all these pictures in it, whatever, made it seem like it was a gift from Simon. Oh, thanks, babe. Whoop de whoop de whoop, la 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 la. Whole time the car was never in Portia's name. It was in his name, and he also insured the vehicle with solely his name on it. So basically, what it sounds to me is that it's given a tad bit illegal for Porsha to be driving this vehicle, and she's not on on the insurance. Okay. But that is her. That was her husband. Okay. Whether she changed her last name or not. So maybe it's not as bad as it sounds. However, that's terrible. All right. So, girl, this is crazy. I know I did not expect Porsha and Simon to make it a good 5 years. I think I even said at one point 3 to 5 years. But for you guys to barely make it a year in marriage and you guys are dragging each other the way that you are, is crazy. Now, I will say that since he's put up his latest antics with referring to her mother as a scammer and different things, let's go back to this trip that we had. And if you want to get into some things about Costa Rica, then we could talk about the defrauding and the scamming, and he was talking about her mom. He put a screenshot up of her mom. And, since he's come out, I haven't seen Porsha say anything, throw any shots or any of that. And that might be the best way to go. Ignore this man. Don't say anything. But I do feel like Simon is one of those people that will keep going and going and going. And you have to respond to him at some point. Right? But hey, we are going to see. Okay, we're going to see how this plays out. I feel like they may go back into the lab and they might edit anything with the Rolls Royce in it just to avoid from facing any lawsuits in the future. So y'all leave y'all thoughts and comments about that down below because Simon is playing absolutely no games. Okay, so that wraps that up. And the final thing that I want to get into, of course, is Matt and his fiance. Okay, it appears that she took to social media and she made a post and she says, "I once loved a man so much that I was fixing him while he was breaking me." She says, "Why, Matt? 8 different women in January." Okay. And once she made that post of the 8 different women in January, she came out and said, "Listen, check this out." Okay. She added all of these ladies. Okay. Not only did she go on to say that, but she added all of these women, calling them all out for messing with her man. Girl, if that isn't crazy, I don't know what the hell is. So what they're saying is one of the first names on the list is Masika Kalisha, okay? She's alleging that January 18th through the 19th, they were on a trip in Denver, okay? And they also were back with each other, or those two were with each other back in the summer of 2024. So he's been smashing. I would have never expected. I'm shocked. I'm surprised. She went on to add quite a few more ladies, but the biggest name for me here is Masika Kalisha. All right. He met up with one woman allegedly January 20th. So that would be the day after Masika, and then told, or at least I guess the girl told her, that they've been kicking it and messing around with each other going on 6 years, which is absolutely insane. Okay. 6 years. And you knew this man had a situation with this woman and had a baby or two with this lady, was engaged with this lady. Child, another one. Well, there are 2 that were messing around according to the messages. There was someone else that allegedly messed with him, and that's been going on for 7 years. And then says there's another that she allegedly does their car insurance. Not you over here getting them the best deal on the car insurance, and you over here smashing this man as a reward. Who else? Someone else, according to the messages. Actually, 2 more people, according to the messages. And she says, "Listen, y'all can have him. All right. Y'all can have him. All right. Listen, it's an unfortunate situation. Okay. I know that she has exposed him for his dirty work, but a lot of people have been dragging her because they're like, girl, I wouldn't have told nobody my man was cheating on me like that. Okay. Oh, listen, she just wants to get it off her chest and expose them and stuff. And it is what it is. But my thing isn't so much as that, because I'm like, are we surprised? Didn't you guys break up in 2020, early 2020? Not fully sure of the reasons why, but he wasn't that great of a guy then when you guys broke up. Didn't you get a restraining order against him in 2020? She also made a statement at one point, back when they broke up in early 2020. It says, when a toxic person can no longer control you, they will control the way others see you. The misinformation will feel unfair, but stay above it, trusting that other people will eventually see the truth, just like you did. Then the caption says, my kids see their father. I'm praying the restraining order protects me and keeps me safe. Now, despite that happening in February of 2020, she decided to get back with him later on that year. And then at some point, I believe it may have been, I want to say possibly 2022, when they ended up getting engaged after getting back together. And I think they could have had a child by that time. They ended up getting back together. Things seem to be okay. And then they ended up doing this television show together. But I'm like, girl, if you have to get a restraining order against him, I don't know if that was the best thing to do, which was to get back with him. But, a lot of people get blinded by love, okay? And they like to give people chances and chances. And when you fed up, you fed up. And I think that she may be at that place where she is officially fed up, okay? Now, obviously, things were so toxic at once upon a time that you had to get a restraining order, right? Now you're back in that place where things are so toxic. One, he had to get a restraining order on her ex, from my understanding, last year. Now here you are, and he's over here cheating on you. And I feel like he's really putting your health at jeopardy, for real, for real. So if you were never done in 2020, let this be your last time, because it's only going to make you look bad, especially if you came to the people to let them know, about how much he's cheated on you in 1 month and how long he's been doing it, and then you were to go back with him. Like, that's not a good look. That's not a good look at all, Hopefully, and sometimes, okay, it could be a situation of this. Maybe she put this information out there not only to expose him, but to potentially keep herself accountable to not go back to him. Right? So maybe that has something to do with, maybe that's why she came out and wanted to air him out and let the entire world know what this man has been up to. But girl, I feel like he put your health in danger, period. So he has got to go, in my personal, okay? Now, the first person on that list she listed was Masika Kalisha, that she alleged has had an affair with her fiance. And Masika came to the front to say this: I am absolutely in no way having an affair of any sort with Matt. Well, that's what she said. That's what she said. Well, according to gossip of the city, they decided to somewhat expose a few things, because it appears that they have flight information for Miss Masika. Okay, they have a United Airlines that took place on Sunday, January 19th, and the name says Masika Tucker on it. Okay, now who exactly she was flying to, I don't know, but they also show Matthew Barnes. Okay, we got time today. Travel memo. Matthew Barnes, flight to Denver. All right. They gave the flight information from LAX to Denver, the day, the time. That was all he left LAX and headed to Denver on the 18th of January. All right. They're saying on the 19th, he came from Denver and back to LAX. All right. There was a hotel and a Uber receipt. The hotel was the Omni Hotel. That's crazy work. Oh my. So it seems like Miss Ma'am has provided the receipts. Okay. And this appeared to be after Masika said, hey, I didn't do anything. I have nothing to do with that. I did not have an affair of any sort with Matt Barnes. Well, according to the documentation, it kind of looks like you did. All right. But I wasn't there, so I don't know. But that's just very, very interesting. Okay. I don't know. It looks like her hotel looked like it could be a tad bit different. But this Uber ride is showing something completely different. Wow. The Uber ride receipts are showing the hotel that Masika was in. She was in the Embassy Suites, and she was taken to the Omni Hotel where he was located. Oh, and there's a timestamp of when she was out in Denver, Colorado with Vivica Fox, child. What a mess. What a messy. Masika, not you being a liar. Girl, this is crazy here. It's so terrible. So terrible. I do feel bad for her. I feel like she may have just had a child recently. So I think she may have 2 kids by him. So she got a lot going on mentally and everything. And to have to out this information, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. All right. But let this be the last time. Okay, y'all leave y'all thoughts and comments down below. I just wanted to come to you guys real quick with a video giving you guys my thoughts about a few things going on. All right, now it's time for you to sound off in the comments. Okay, I'm Jami, that's me. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share my videos. You can follow me at Jami, that's me on social media, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.
Tell him I preach to the choir. Stand with my feet to the fire. Give all the glory to God. Stand in the midst of these haters, I'm silent, nobody can stop me. Just gotta check in my notification, them numbers hit like it's a praxis. Cashed out at the ATM, and the ATL, they done made a gym. I've been kicking doors like the ATF, got them trying to clone me like Agent Smith.